So I live in this tension of David facing Goliath. And the faith and the boldness that he had in 1 Samuel 17, being well equipped, everything that he needed. When I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, Jesus, I have everything that I need in you. I've got my rocks and my slingshot and I'm ready. But then there are mornings that I wake up and I'm sitting on my mat and I feel so ill-equipped. But I know where I need to go. I know where my faith needs to be. But it doesn't just take one friend to get me there. It takes multiple friends to take me all the way to the feet of Jesus. And I didn't realize this as much as I did 8 years ago when my son was born. And the nurse said, oh, he weighs 6 pounds, 12 ounces. And most of you women are thinking, oh, that's not bad. But see, I was expecting a 9-pound baby. And what this said to me was he didn't finish growing. And when my husband turned to the doctor and said, what happened to the monster? What happened to that 9-pound baby? And the doctor's words were, I don't know, but we need to find out. My heart sunk. And it put me back here on this mat where I needed my friends to get me to Jesus. Because I know where I want to end my day. I want to end my day living in the fullness of my faith at the feet of Jesus. And some days I can get up and be David and I can fight all day long for my son Alistair. But other days I need every single one of my friends to get me to Jesus because I know that Jesus is our only hope. 7 months later, after my son was born, he was diagnosed with a chromosome deletion, which would take us on a roller coaster of hospital visits, facing over 180 anomalies to his syndrome. And every day I have to choose one thing. The tension between being David, well-equipped, or being the man on the mat that knows I have friends in the right place that will get me all the way to Jesus because my faith can't be it alone. Friends, I challenge you to every day know where you're headed. Know that your faith and your endpoint has to be at the feet of Jesus, whether it's on your own well-equipped or partnered with friends and family. Know where you're headed. Because it's easy to get in this world of I can do it all by myself because I've lived there. And it wasn't until my gift of my son Alistair that I realized I can do it that way, but it's going to be harder. So I choose every day to have faith between the David and the man on the mat.
Lisa, thank you. Thank you for your authenticity and the way that you set us up with two stories and yet tied it together with this idea that we have to move towards Jesus regardless of our circumstances. You took me in with both those stories and then tied your pain into those two options. And through that vulnerability, I was moved to say, Lord, how can I move through the things that I go through to end up in the fullness of Jesus at the end of each day? And the idea between self-sufficiency and community, and how we have to be equipped in ourselves to be David, and yet that honest confession that we won't get to Jesus without those that'll carry our mat. So thank you for that gift of calling us back to community so that we can get to the fullness of Jesus. Well done. Excellent. Stage presentation, everything. Yeah.